Swadika, welcome to Morning Thailand of the 2nd of July 2013. I'm Tulip Naksompop.
And I'm Wanasan Kurahong.
And today we have lots and lots of news to cover. But normally maximum will be about 10 to 11.
Yeah, but it's still a lot. I mean,
It's
within
still a lot
an
of
hour,
news.
that's a lot. Plus, we have the analysis by Kuchain. So,
Yes.
technically, it's not an hour. Now, I'm going to go really quickly here. If you see the picture of Prime Minister this morning on the front page, she went and visited Mukdahan yesterday. Now, of course, Kun Tulip, the Prime Ministers tend to have this trend of visiting different places in the provinces from, every now and then. And now this time she went on a trip for Yasothon and Mukdahan provinces. Now, she has talked to several people already. Yesterday we mentioned about the organic jasmine rice, and that was actually part of the tour as well, as she was talking about. Now, in Mukdahan province, she visited the province and have a little talk in terms of the agriculture zoning in the area, and also talking a little bit about how she will help alleviate and as well as increase the lifestyle of the people in the area, looking and focusing at the structure as well as giving them a little bit of a talk in terms of trying to clear out the whole water management plan as well as the rice pledging scheme as well. And of course, like usual, she's visiting and pay a visit to two different temples and places as well as visiting a lot of people in the area. So that just gives you an update there. Now, moving on very quickly here. Yesterday, we didn't mention this, Kun Tulip, but yesterday was a World HIV/AIDS Day.
Okay.
Now, of course, everybody's probably know by now, we do have quite a bit of a number of HIV infected people here in Thailand. However, like we talked before we come into the show here, that our rate for what should we say, for preventing the mother and child
actually
infection.
Thailand is known for have a really good percentage of preventable the infection. Is it called infection?
Yeah,
between
the HIV
the pregnant mother
transmission.
to the newborn child.
Exactly.
So if you know early enough, you take medical.
There's some kind of medicine that you should take like during the time of pregnancy.
And you will be able to reduce the rate that the chance that the newborn baby will infect with HIV. It's 90, almost 90, I cannot remember exactly, but it was
It's
even
large.
like 98, 99% that the baby
Almost
will
100.
not get the HIV.
Right. Now, of course, yesterday, like I said, is a World HIV/AIDS Day. So there are a lot of events that has been held by the Public Health Ministry. One of the events was that they set a goal that they're aiming to reduce the number of the newly infected patients to zero by the year 2015. So that 3 years from now, and that is going to be something that we will strive for. Now, they say that they will try to raise awareness of people in terms of getting HIV tests every now and then, and people with the at-risk group can get the HIV test twice a year for free. And you can call the number 1663 for any advices or consultation.
More information.
Exactly. In terms of trying to get a little bit more information on how to get this particular test. Now, they say that at this point, as they were making this particular press announcement yesterday, a group of minors, about 10 minors from the they didn't say which school in Bangkok, actually handed in a request to the Public Health Minister and say that they would like to request for a push to get HIV tests for the minors without parental consent. Because obviously,
they're sexually active and they probably just want to be sure. That's a good thing that they have concern for this.
If they would like to get a test, they would have to ask their parents, and that could be a problem because obviously you
They
can't
don't
really
want their
tell your
parents
parents like, Mom, can you please sign this because I want to get HIV test. Not only that your parents will be worried and
Going
furious
ballistic.
that you're sexually active, but also they probably be very concerned in terms of like whether or not you're gonna get HIV/AIDS, and you probably get locked up. I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's the reaction of most parents anyway. So they say that the Public Health Ministry is taking that into consideration, and they have already talked about that in the past previous months, saying that they want to see whether or not that could be done, because obviously they don't want to have problem with the parents later on.
Because the minor in Thailand go up to, it's since 20 years old and younger. So 20 actually is pretty...
They say that this is, they talk about people under 18.
Oh.
So under 18. But don't forget, we have heard of, like an earlier sexually active age.
Yes.
So I think this is one of a good thing that, our children, I mean, despite the fact that we don't want them to be sexually active now,
and Thailand,
but the fact that they take responsibility of this.
And Thailand has a very average young age of young mother.
Oh yeah. I think
the youngest on record was like 10 or 11.
Yeah, 10.
So
10.
Yeah.
She have the baby.
Gave birth at 10.
Yeah, she gave birth at 10. So technically she's sexually active at 9.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, a little bit about the
Right.
HIV test though. Remember a couple weeks ago that Public Health Ministry came out and said that now they're able to have some kind of test
within 2
1 day.
hours or something like that.
Because the problem before was it take many days to process, and people tend to just don't come back to see the doctor. And lots of number of people, actually a big percentage of people that get tested, that they actually positive with HIV, but they didn't go back.
Know. So who knows what else
So
they've
now
done
it's only
afterward.
2 hours.
Yes.
I think it's, for the
Give
best.
it a day. I mean, if you are getting HIV test, obviously you're going to
you're
have
scared.
this would be like the priority anyway. So take a day off, get a test, wait for the result, and then move on with your life. Because then that way, you know which direction to take. So
anyway, we're gonna move to another news. Yesterday, a lot of people probably already realized this. A lot of traffic congestion around Yommarat area. Yommarat, not Yommarat.
yes, I know. I was like, Yommarat. No, wait a minute.
No.
Yommarat. Different area.
Yommarat is the intersection close to the expressway exit.
Right.
What happened yesterday late morning was there was bogies of carriage of the train derail. It was on the way to the storage in next station in what's it called, Bang Sư station. But somehow it get derailed, so they spend 4 or 5 hours until they're able to remove the trouble bogie out of the way. So of course it's resulting in a lot of train trip has to be paused for a long while, and that's also affect the traffic around the area because people come and go. Train have to stop because this thing is stuck on the on the track, and it's blocked cars, block the roads, so it's big congestion yesterday. But it was an empty bogie, three bogies empty, so no injured, just the traffic, which I think people will get injured mentally.
Because obviously, traffic is really bad, and yesterday was raining. So that didn't help either. Now, moving on to another sad story, Kun Tulip, and I know I took this this news myself because I know Kun Tulip would be heartbreaking. I mean, she read about it last night. It wasn't good. If you see a picture of a baby, an infant in a coma, actually with all the tubes into
I think
her
almost
body.
every first page of newspaper
Exactly.
today.
This is a 2-month-old baby, and what happened is really sad and tragic, really. Her stepfather, 30 years old stepfather, beat her up, Kun Sanya Jannu, beat her up by putting liquor into her throat and shove baby powder into her throat as well, and thrown her onto a ground several times before throw water over her. So it was like it was brutal the way that he treated her.
It sounds like the baby wouldn't stop crying, so that's how the stepfather deal with the problem.
Right, and of course the mother is only 15 years old. She decided to finally took the daughter to the hospital as well as press charges against her husband, and this is in the Pathumthani area, is in Pathumthani hospital. However, the doctor at the hospital said that it's actually transfer case from Lamluka hospitals, therefore probably not taking place there. Now, of course, obviously at this point the police be able to arrested the man as he was walking around in Pathumthani hospital while he was probably waiting for his wife as well as his stepdaughter. Right.
Yes. And 15 years old is also a minor.
Exactly. So they're both minors.
And that's just shows you. Anyway, move to the next news.
Right.
Yesterday also there was a big arrest of a house in Pathumthani. What is up with this province?
Well, I think it's up everywhere.
It's up everywhere, yes. In La Lumkao district of Pathumthani, there was a tip off of the fake liquor. It's actually real liquor, but it's bottled.
Brand.
Yeah, they fake the brand. It's the real liquor that they bottle into imported expensive brand. And when the police were raiding the house, there were 4 people, 1 woman and 3 men were bottling all this liquor into the imported brand bottles.
So we could have drank something that not exactly what it was supposed to be on the label.
Possible.
Right.
If it's distributed by this particular company, they didn't really say the distributor name yet. But not just liquor bottle, also wine bottle. All this foreign brand. This is the process before they load it up to the truck and send out to the store. It's all value of about 1 million baht. And the thing is, the owner, they use the word investor. The investor. The owner of this particular place, can we call it factory? Bottling factory? Actually was arrested before last year. He, I believe it's a he, is Malaysian with Chinese ethnic. That's what it said in the news. He was arrested last year, and I think that's why the police got tipped off. This is just
he doesn't learn, does he?
It's probably make a lot of money because you actually use the local liquor and bottle it up in a house and sell
probably
it as expensive as the imported product with 200 probably percent tax.
Well, hopefully, you'll be able to differentiate the taste, and hopefully it's not really bad for your health.
They said the value of all this liquor that they're able to confiscate it or raid it at this house, if it's go to market, it will be about 10 million baht.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of liquor.
I have another bust for you, a drug bust. Not liquor this time, but talking about the marijuana, 165 kilograms of marijuana.
That's a lot of marijuana.
Yes, and that street value of 5 million baht, and it was intercepted as it was about to smuggled to the Nakhon Phanom province. And this is the Laos and Thai border, of course. Now they say that That Phanom district chief actually said that the naval unit on patrol duty along Mae Khong River has found a group of 4 to 5 suspects who trying to smuggle all this in with a long tail boat into the river. And of course they say that
165 kilogram on a long tail boat.
Yeah,
okay.
well, they say that during this time of year, the rainy season, Mekong River turns out to be the great place for transportation. A lot of people are doing it, and they say that in Nakhon Phanom alone, 11 tons of marijuana in total were seized during 2011 to 2012. However, they weren't able to arrest the suspect because they fled the scene very quickly, so they can only seize all this 165 marijuana kilograms.
That's a lot of weed. Anyway, that's a lot of weed. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with much more news. 46 national parks to be closed during the rainy season, and more scandalous information about the scandalous monk.
Right.
And things.
A missing businessman, another missing
Another missing businessman and whatnot. So stay tuned.